Nobody's really arguing about Airbnb anymore. There was a time when every conversation about travel somehow led back to it. People compared listings, shared links, talked about hidden gems they found in random cities. It felt like a discovery tool as much as a booking platform. Now, that energy is gone. Not replaced with outrage, not replaced with some big scandal, just gone. And that's what makes this interesting, because Airbnb isn't failing. The company is still massive, still profitable, still everywhere. But something underneath it has shifted. People are leaving, quietly. No dramatic exit, no announcement, just small decisions repeated over time. Choosing a hotel instead, closing the app, not checking listings anymore. And when something like that happens at scale, it's worth asking why. To understand this, you have to go back to what Airbnb actually was in the beginning. It wasn't just an alternative to hotels, it was a rejection of them. Hotels were predictable, but they were also impersonal. You checked in, stayed in a room that looked like every other room, and left. Efficient but forgettable. Airbnb flipped that. It offered something that felt closer to real life. You stayed in someone's home. You walked through neighborhoods that weren't designed for tourists. You got a sense, or at least the illusion, of what it was like to live there. And for a while, it worked beautifully. It was cheaper, often more spacious and more interesting. But more than anything, it felt like you were getting away with something. Like you had discovered a better way to travel that most people hadn't caught on to yet. That feeling is hard to replicate, and even harder to maintain. Because once something like that becomes popular, it doesn't stay the same, it scales. And scale changes incentives. What started as people renting out spare rooms slowly turned into people buying entire properties just to list them. Homes became assets, listings became inventory, and hosts started behaving less like individuals and more like operators. That shift wasn't obvious at first. In fact, for a while it improved things. More listings meant more options, better photos, more professional setups. But underneath that improvement, something else was happening. The experience was becoming standardized in all the wrong ways. Not quite a hotel, but no longer a home, something in between. And that in-between space is where problems start to creep in. At first, the problems were small. A cleaning fee here, a few extra rules there, nothing serious, nothing that would stop you from booking. But over time, those small things started stacking. You'd find a place that looks perfect, reasonably priced, and then the final total jumps once the fees are added. You'd arrive at a place expecting comfort, and instead find a list of instructions waiting for you. Take out the trash, wash the dishes, start the laundry before leaving. And it's not that any of these things are unreasonable on their own. It's that they change the nature of the experience. You're no longer just a guest, you're participating in the operation. And that's a subtle shift, but an important one. Because when people travel, what they're really paying for isn't just a place to sleep. They're paying for ease, for simplicity, for a break from responsibility. And the more responsibility you add back into that experience, the less appealing it becomes. There's also something harder to define but just as important: uncertainty. With a hotel, you know what you're getting. The room might not be exciting, but it will be consistent. With Airbnb, every booking carries a question mark. Will it look like the photos? Will the host be responsive? Will there be issues you didn't anticipate? Most of the time, things go fine, but the fact that you have to think about it at all changes how it feels. It turns something that should be simple into something that requires judgment. And over time, people get tired of making those calculations. While all of this was happening, something else was going on in the background. Hotels were watching. And quietly improving. They didn't try to become Airbnb, they just fixed their own weaknesses. Check-in became faster, booking became easier, pricing became more competitive. And perhaps most importantly, they doubled down on reliability. No surprises, no hidden steps, no extra expectations. You show up, you get your room, and that's it. It sounds basic, but basic done well is powerful. Because when you compare the two experiences side by side, something becomes clear. Airbnb asks more from you, hotels ask almost nothing. And in a world where everything already demands your attention, your time, your energy, that difference matters more than it used to. At the same time, the business side of Airbnb was going through its own shift. During the pandemic, short-term rentals exploded, travel patterns changed, people wanted private spaces, demand surged. And with that surge came a wave of new hosts. People saw the numbers and assumed it was easy money. Buy a property, list it, let it run, passive income, that was the idea. But like most things that look simple from the outside, the reality was more complicated. More listings meant more competition. More competition meant lower margins. And suddenly, the same model that worked effortlessly for early adopters became much harder to sustain for everyone else. Especially as costs rose, maintenance, cleaning, platform fees, local regulations. All of it adds up, and when you combine that pressure on hosts with the growing hesitation from guests, you get a subtle but important shift in the market. Not a collapse, just a slowdown in momentum, and that's really the story here. Not a dramatic fall, not a sudden failure, but a gradual loss of what made the platform feel special in the first place. Because Airbnb didn't lose its functionality, it lost its advantage. The gap between it and hotels narrowed, then in some cases flipped. And once that happens, people start asking a very simple question: why am I choosing the harder option? Why am I paying similar prices for a less predictable experience? Why am I taking on more responsibility when I could just not? And when enough people start asking that question, the shift happens. Quietly, individually, but consistently. So no, Airbnb isn't collapsing. It's still one of the biggest players in travel, but the feeling that built it, the sense that you were getting something better, smarter, more personal, that's fading. And in its place is something more ordinary, more transactional, more comparable. And once you become comparable, you can be replaced. Because in the end, most people aren't looking for novelty every time they travel. They're not trying to optimize for uniqueness, they're trying to reduce friction. To make things easier, more predictable, less demanding. And right now, in a lot of cases, that points them back to hotels. Airbnb didn't lose the market, it just stopped feeling like the obvious choice. And sometimes that's all it takes.